Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And so, just a topic that I want to kind of discuss because I'm seeing a lot of articles kind of produce this type of thinking, and I really wanted to just kind of dive in and play devil's advocate, kind of see two sides of the ring, and then just kind of give you guys like my full-on thoughts. This is in regards to not just the Pixel 8a, but the future of the Pixel A series, and where do they stand, and how should it be approached by Google? And this comes on the stem of the fact that, it's rumored that the Pixel 8a is going to launch at a higher price tag than what the 7a and previous A devices have, as well as, where it sits with the rumored Pixel 9, the Pixel 9 Pro, and the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and the Pixel Fold 2. It has some people pretty much like thinking that the best option for Google to do here is just to completely scrap the A series devices, get rid of them as a whole. Some will agree with that because these days, when you look at the flagships, right? Like take, the previous lineup, the 7 series. You have the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. And the Pixel 7 launched at a $599 price tag. The Pixel 7 Pro at an $899 price tag. And then the Pixel 7a, which came, the following year, that was $499. And during the time of the 7A's expected release, prior to that, the 7 was going on sale for, at prices like $449, even as low as $349 with heavy discounts. People were able to see those types of savings. So a lot of people thought to themselves, like, what was the point in buying the Pixel 7a if the Pixel 7 was highly discounted? So that set the trend to where now today people are just like scrap the whole entire A series. I can see that point of view because if two things are very similarly close and they're priced like $100 difference or whatever, people would just be like, just go for the bigger one, right? We have been trained mentally to be that way. It's been like that. Like, remember at McDonald's and it's like supersize me, supersize your meal for like 27 cents more, right? Burger King had their Go Large campaign for like, 31 cents more. We're always conditioned to get the next thing up if it's not that different in price, rather than looking to what one's actual needs are and preferences are. And so I think that that's trickled into, our thought processes when it comes to smartphones. See, like, to be honest with everybody, if Google was to go ahead and make an A series device, but completely just dumb it down, right? Then honestly, and while some may rant about it, you know what? In the back of your head, you're probably gonna do it too. But let's say like the Pixel 9 Pro, all right, the possible future device after the 8A. So the Pixel 9A, not 9 Pro, the 9A. Say that that was to come down with completely just budget specifications. Would it be acceptable? Possibly. It would possibly be acceptable, but it wouldn't launch without its, without its backlash. We would have people saying, oh, the 9A should have had what the 9 has when it comes to this, or should have had what the 9 comes with that, right? So there lies the issue. We say there's no reason to get a Pixel 8a if it's going to be similarly spec'd to the Pixel 8. We say that, you should just go ahead and upgrade. Just go for the higher model. Go for the Pixel 8. Just buy that. Because they're very similar. Google has made the 8a very similar to the 8, right? Tensor G3, maybe a smaller display, but with 120 hertz. Possibly. Maybe they went for a glass body instead of polycarbonate plastic. So it's almost everything that the 8 is. And if it launches at the price that it's rumored to launch at $549, well, that's 150 less than what the 8 launched for. So people would be like, what's the point of getting it? But this is kind of like what we've been asking for. We've been asking for a cheaper model that's not too far away from the base flagship. If they were to go in and take out the Tensor G3 and maybe put in something like a Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, then we would question that move and we would be like, oh, it should have some sort of ridiculous thing like a 8 Gen 3 Snapdragon. We would start throwing it. It would have to have these flagship parts in it. If it was made of plastic, people would be, oh God, it's plastic this year. When can it just be like Samsung and bring a glass device for mid-range? We would start complaining and just poking at it and pointing out things and like expecting them to bring it to that level. But when they start off bringing it to that level, then we complain, well, what's the point of this? We should just go ahead and get the 8 model. Some people don't want the 8 size. Some people want a smaller form factor. Hell, when I drop videos about the Pixel 5, people talk about it's one of the greatest pixels ever released because of its size. And they're like, Google, make more compact pixels. Right? This is why some people that when the Pixel Fold came out, they weren't really interested in the foldable technology. They were interested in the size. So when you think about it, should the A series go away? No. Honestly, it should not. There are a little bit of differences that actually count in the differences between that and its flagship base brethren. That is the size of the display, possibly the build quality, battery, and the type of camera sensor. Well, you think back, the Pixel 7a and the 7, one of the differences between them was the camera sensor. The Samsung GN01 50 megapixel sensor and the Pixel 7. And then the Sony sensor, which was a 64 megapixel sensor. Two different ones, yielding different results. I even had a person comment saying that, video was far superior on the Pixel 7 and 7a. And if that's the case, then it kind of should be in that sense, with the 7a being the mid-range version of the 7. So like really what I'm just ranting about here is that I don't feel like the A series should go away. That's like telling Apple to stop with the SE models, right? There is a specific group targeted by the SE models, and it will continue to do that as Apple continues to make the SE models. And I feel like that Google shouldn't get rid of the A series because that was one of its biggest launching pads, where the A series was mostly looked at and mostly anticipated and loved by many. Over the years, yes, people kind of fell out of love with it, but there's still a demographic for that specific model. And the whole end game is to sell units. So if they sell, keep it going. For us, if it doesn't seem appetizing to you, that's where you don't pull the trigger and buy it, and buy the 8 if it makes sense to you. But if not, if the 8A is mostly what you want out of a phone, then there's no shame in buying that. That's just my thoughts. But what are your guys' thoughts? Do you agree, disagree? Do you have an emotional outburst you want to share with me? Drop it in the comments. Thanks for checking out today's video. Smash the like button, and I'll talk to you on the next one. #TeamPixel.